Hey guys, welcome to our first CYBL Today Eastern Conference edition. We got our
Let's
newest
go.
co-host, Adriel, in the house, bro. Oh
Yeah,
man,
yeah. I'm here. I
he
love it.
is. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Man, excited to have you, bro.
Yo, it's
You're
fine.
assistant league facilitator of CYBL Kingston, and also the coach of the Rockets, man.
Yep.
How are you feeling now that, CYBL Kingston here has gotten underway?
Yo, it's so surreal now. Honestly, just I remember the times before when I would visit you in Barrie just to see like CYBL Barrie, see how everything's running, just to like get a taste of it. And now it's here. It's finally here, and everything's running smoothly. And like we're coaching, like everything's like just progressing. So like the progress is so good, and I like it's a dream come true. Honestly,
Oh man,
I remember
yeah.
talk about bringing it here to Kingston, and now it's finally here, yo.
No, it's finally here, man. It's finally here. Yeah, very excited, man. A lot of things have it's the season's in full swing now.
Yeah,
Like it's in full
exactly.
swing. We've got, and obviously we know that we call CYBL Kingston our Eastern Conference. And then we've got our Central Conference. But for the purposes of this pod, we're gonna focus on the Eastern Conference, man. And I guess to even just first bring up everything so far, man. Like, what do you feel about the competition so far here in the Eastern?
The competition, I feel like right now every game's close. It's never like a blowout game ever since like you made that adjustment. But every game's like close right now, and it's so good because that's what gets like everyone else, the spectators, going. When it's
Yeah.
close like that, when a team makes a bucket, everyone's like, and yeah,
Yeah.
I think like you guys have done a good job like balancing out the teams like height wise, talent wise,
Mm,
and everything. And we're just learning bit by bit as we continue to progress. But I think we're at a good place, especially starting our
yeah.
first season in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I would agree. Obviously, you always have those growing kind of adjustments to make
Yeah.
during a brand new conference here in a brand new city of Kingston. And so, but exciting things happening. We got four teams. We got Royals, Rockets,
Mm-hmm.
Tides, Sharks. Man, so much has happened. Every team at this point has played each other at least once. Who would you say, two questions for you, who would you say, in your opinion, is the team that is doing the best so far?
Mm-hmm.
And what's the team that you would say is most improved so far this season?
True. I would say as much as it hurts me to say this, as much as but I think that right now, just like stat wise, just how they play the game, like scoring, rebounding, just all around team, I'd say the Royals are um, the top team for now. For now, okay. Um, because they've just been playing really solid basketball, like all around there. Like they have they have Caleb, who's a really good center, and he can dribble the ball, he can shoot the ball. You guys also have Tristan, who's a really good ball handler as well, who stays at the point sometimes. So that really helps. And then, like everyone contributes to something, whether it's like a pick and roll or getting open or screening or something. So I think that for those reasons, Royals right now are on top. I mean, the record shows 4-0.
4-0 so far.
Yeah, the team that I think it's most improved, I think honestly this might be a hot take, but I think
Ooh, hot
the
take. Okay.
Sharks are
Ooh,
improved because
ooh,
although like they had a rocky start, every game has been so close.
extremely close.
And if you're watching their game live, they're playing some great basketball. Like
Yeah.
they're shooting well, they're passing the ball around well, they're scoring well. Every time there's someone like a team that's ahead of, they find some way to bring it back in some way, shape, or form.
Hmm.
So, in my opinion, I would say the Sharks.
Wow. That is a good hot take. I think that's a good hot take. I think I would throw the Tides in there. I think
Mhm.
the Tides are also a team that is ascending, but
Yeah,
I definitely think you have a point to make with like the Sharks have been close every
every game.
single game.
Yeah,
And that, oh man, the thing with that is that hurts the most when you lose
yeah,
those ones because you
the
know
close
you could have
game.
won. You know you could have won those ones.
Yeah,
And so like I look at the Sharks and I go, man, they've got some interesting pieces too. Like
they do.
Pierce obviously is their leader.
Yeah,
You know, he is their leader both offensively
yeah,
and defensively. But I think also you have to throw in there they have like a good supporting cast of players
I think
too.
so
Like
too.
Dominic, they have Dane.
Yeah,
Dane has showed to me he's one of my favorite players,
uh,
one of my favorite young players to watch.
yeah,
Just because obviously right now in the Eastern Conference we're seeing like you don't have like any players that have played before them, so they're the first ones
yeah,
to do it. But like
exactly.
but like he's coming out of the gates, man. He's got to be the most talented small player
I think
in our
100%.
in our
I
yeah so far so
he's
far.
not letting his size affect how he plays at all. He's just coming
No,
out, giving it his all, like pouring his heart out on the floor, and it shows.
yeah. Yeah. It really does. Obviously, we know there was a trade for Colton too, and they've got Colton now on their roster. I think that's gonna add some more versatility to their offense.
I think,
He is a hustler, bro. I don't know.
yeah,
My
he
goodness,
dives for those balls, bro.
dive.
He's not holding anything back, and I think that with Colton now added, I think it increases the capacity that they have coming from the bench because now they can
Hmm.
have both their star, both forgot their names, but they have a great offense, and then
Yeah,
Colton's on the bench. He comes on and brings another great offensive prowess too.
yeah.
They have like a lot to choose from, a great pool there.
So that's a sleeper team. I think we gotta watch for that
Oh
team as we
yeah.
go into the second half of the season here.
Oh yeah, I like honestly, I'm like it's gonna be a doozy
It's gonna
because
be
I
interesting.
see
It's
how
gonna be
they play.
interesting.
I'm like, this team is really good. Like you can't underestimate them at all. You underestimate them
You really can.
out. Yeah,
You really can't, man. You really can't. And then turn our attention, obviously, to the Tides, who I feel are a team that has so much potential
yeah,
that has yet to be unlocked. I mean, they got their first win of the season, which is actually allowed them to move up there, which I think was important too. But I think if their whole team comes together, like if their whole
yeah,
team is present,
yeah.
this is a team that I don't think we can
100%.
going into the second half of this season. Obviously, you know, Riker's their leader,
Mm,
right? They're their leader. Then they also have Freddie, who I think,
he's a
you know, he's a hustler, a rebounder. Like I think he can do a lot of things for that team. And then they have a I think his name is it Omar? I think
come
it's
on, yeah.
Omar. Yeah, Omar on their team as well. Who he can shoot,
Oh
man.
yeah,
A little guy who we watch
exactly. I
who's
remember
really
I remember seeing him at the draft combine and just like his handling is he's just smooth with it.
he's got
Just
he's
shoot
smooth.
the pull up jump shot. He has it. It's in his bag. But yeah, I would agree with you. Like for the Ties, they're one of the teams that are they're getting better they're coming up. But I feel like
Mhm.
the only issue there is their players aren't coming out.
Yeah,
That's the only
yeah.
thing. Because I feel like
That's the only thing.
full squad, it's
Full squad.
that like
I know. I
they're
know.
like up there, you know. But
Yeah,
it sucks that like there's only like four players that are coming out like
yeah.
times a night, and it's kind of tough. But I do believe that with the full team, they can be
Mhm.
a mess with. Yeah,
And that's an encouragement for you guys. So if you're watching this pod, we encourage you to come out for the rest of the season
yeah,
because
yeah,
there are so many unknowns
yeah,
right now. I'd say if I'm personally looking, I don't think the record does it justice to how much unknowns there still are this season
yeah.
because teams have never played together before in the Eastern Conference. They're all new.
Exactly.
They're all learning each other, and they're all just now kind of coming into themselves. So there's a bunch of unknowns to me as we head into the second half. Even like I don't think your team has been fully unlocked yet.
Nah,
I don't think the Rockets have been fully unlocked.
I
Like,
feel like this the first half of the season has been just getting used to
mhm,
each other, gelling together,
yeah,
getting a feel of how your teammate plays, and kind of adjusting around that. And I feel like
mhm,
now we're kind of settling into a role where the players can now be like, oh, I know he's gonna do this, so I'm gonna go this way instead of going that way. And so
mhm,
now's the time for us to really kind of go off of the bond that we've created and just communicate,
yeah,
trust each other on the field, and just yeah, break the
yeah,
ceiling.
yeah, man. Wow. Yeah, man. And I think it's gonna be interesting because remember that in the Eastern Conference, which is different than the Central Conference, every team makes the playoffs right
Yeah,
now because we
yeah.
only got 14. So this could like you could see upsets take
Oh,
place.
a
You could
hundred
see
percent. That's why I was like, the
it's going
record.
to
It's
be
cool to have that record, but at the end of the day, in a playoff settings, when everyone's riled
mhm,
up, everyone's ready to go, literally anyone can
anyone,
win. So it's
anyone.
like, yeah, you have to bring an A game, bring an A game.
Yep, yep. No, it's big for sure. So here's my next question for you. Now that we're mid-season,
Mm-hmm.
what would you say is who would you say is on top? Couple players, maybe three, four players on top in the mid-season MVP race right now.
That's a great question. That's a great question. I'd say on the Rockets. Well, let me
Hmm.
try to give one player from each team, just because.
Yeah.
Say on the Rockets right now, I'd say Tennyson is in that race.
Hmm.
Just
Hmm.
he's been
Hmm.
he's not only been like putting up the numbers, but also like just being a leader on the team, just like helping
Yeah.
people grow in that sense. On the Royals, I'd say, and that might be a tough one, but I'd say Caleb,
Caleb.
because he's all arounder, puts up 17 rebounds, gets over 10 points. He helps
Yeah.
the in whatever way he can, and I'd say Caleb from the Royals. From the Tides. I'd say Riker, honestly, because he's been
He had 17 points last game.
exactly.
He had a
He's been
big
he's been
game.
putting up the points. He's been like doing kind of his job in scoring and making sure that his team is up there. Uh,
Yeah.
from the Sharks, it's gonna be a tough
Ooh.
one. This is a tough one, just because I know the players and how they play, and they have like there's these two players that have similar play styles. Let's see.
I would look like if I'm looking at the Sharks right now, I'm looking Pierce
Yeah,
because he's averaging. I mean, he's averaging 12.3 points a game right now.
but that my thing is Dominic Lachance.
Yes.
He has been like that's the thing. You got to watch the games. If you watch the game, he's been doing a lot of key plays, a lot of key passes, a lot of positioning himself in a great way, and sometimes even kind of takes control. And
Yeah.
so I would say Pierce, but I wouldn't sleep on Dominic. I wouldn't sleep on Dominic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. No, you're right. You're right. You can't sleep on Dominic. I mean, you look at so right now, obviously we're only halfway through the season. There's a lot of things still to be known. But when you
Yeah,
look here, do you know who's on top of scoring right now? It's your guy, Ben Lloyd.
Ben Lloyd.
Ben Lloyd, he has he's averaging 19 points a game, 12 rebounds per game.
Yeah.
He's averaging a double-double right now with a steal per game as well.
Oh yeah,
So it's actually like if we had to look based off what we've seen statistically, and again,
Ben.
it's only early. It's early in the season.
Yeah, yeah,
Both Ben and Tennyson have only played 2 games this season,
yeah,
so that also is obviously
yeah. But
you got to see more. You got to see
exactly.
more in order to determine. But as we were reaching that mid-season point, I think these are good things to I guess gauge as well.
Yeah,
And like if you look at both like Caleb and Tristan. They both are average. So Tristan's averaging 8.7
yeah,
and Caleb averaging 8.0 points per game right now.
yeah.
But obviously Caleb in the rebounding department and the
Right.
defense department is on top. So that's what separates him is his
Exactly.
defense is like the separator for him, which to be honest, man, he is kind of a I don't know, Caleb, when I look at him,
Mhm.
he's so versatile. The
Yeah,
potential that he has is so incredible because he's long but he's fast, he can
yeah.
run, he can dribble.
Exactly.
Like I just feel there's so much versatility there
Hmm.
that I think it's going to be really really interesting coming there at the end of the season to see what the impact is because it just seems to be growing
Yeah,
to this
yeah,
point.
I agree. Caleb is like that's the thing with like doing starting at this age is you get to grow, you get to like branch out in whatever aspects that
Mhm.
you fit. And Caleb is exactly that. He's like he has the height advantage, he has the reach, he can jump,
Yeah.
he can shoot it, he can dribble it. So he's really a threat like on the court. You
Mhm.
never know.
Yeah.
It's hard to guard him.
You don't know, man. But now let's talk about what we think in terms of the surprise players of the season so far.
Mm.
What players would you say have surprised you or over the course of the season?
Name on the Tides, the short kid.
Oh, Dylan?
Dylan. Oh my god,
Dylan.
he's been playing, bro.
Yes.
Like it encourages you so much because like he's one of the again one of the short players on
Hmm.
in CYBL, and I mean, as you should know, that doesn't say anything. Your height is
Doesn't
it's
say.
nothing because
Yeah,
he's been playing
of course.
like his enthusiasm, his like passion for the
Man.
game. He's been all
Yeah.
around running routes, like get shaking off his defender, and he's never like down. He's always ready to go, and like I just love that guy. So I think that's
The energy it brings.
yeah, exactly. I love watching him play.
It's impressive when you watch the energy he brings. I think not only for him, but for the whole team
Exactly.
as a unit. Like it can rejuvenate the
Yeah,
team,
yeah.
you know, with like just fresh passion. You know, everybody's tired, but
Ex-
he's going like
Exactly.
110%.
Exactly.
Yeah, as the smallest guy on the court, and it doesn't. It just it's so because you have to watch for him. You can't just leave him alone.
He's
But he's
always
so fast.
exactly. He's fast. I also think that I'm sorry, on the Rockets, my team, I think
Mhm.
that Abigail has come a long way too. Especially in the defensive area, like
Yeah,
he's able
yeah,
to lock down a player. Like I mean,
she is
when she started, she was nervous. She was like, because it was her kind of first time playing a basketball in this way. But she's grown so much. She's become more
so much.
confident. And yeah, this is what it's all about. Just seeing the kids
It is.
grow and become like better and improve on their skills. So
Yeah, that's incredible, man. Now I love that too. I mean, I've been seeing that too. Also, I feel like again, the same thing could be said for players like Grace
yeah,
and Gabby.
yeah,
You know,
yes,
some of the girls in CYBL who literally have come in here, and obviously, knowing there's only a few of them,
yeah,
they also have taken some time to adjust. But now that they have adjusted, like you're seeing it, they're rebounding. You know, they're
exactly,
playing defense. They're right in there, and they're key
exactly.
components in their
Oh
team's
yeah,
success.
100%.
So I love seeing that. Another standout guy for me to watch is Felipe.
Believe,
Felipe, my good, this guy just start. I don't know. The last two games, he's been a sharpshooter.
yeah.
He's come out and like just you can't leave him open from
Oh,
the three
you
point line
can't.
because he's
He's.
just
I was
joking
telling
it.
Caleb, I was like, he's silent but deadly. He's shy. He
Yeah.
doesn't talk much, but get him open on the 3 point line. He's gonna knock it down.
So that's also something. That's another secret weapon there for the Royals this season, and
True, true.
it's coming alive. So it's gonna be really interesting, man. And so I want to talk about what we think for the biggest game so far this season. Like,
Biggest.
what do you think is the biggest game so far? Maybe it's a game that's already passed or a game that's about to take place.
I'd say, I'd say from my and in my opinion, I'd say the biggest game would be the games that are gonna happen today. Not only have we played like each other before, because we played you like you guys last game,
Hmm.
the Worlds against the Rockets and the Tides against the Sharks. But now that we've kind of gotten a feel of the teams that we played last week, we can play
Hmm.
them again this week and bring like new
Yeah,
strategies. And now it's kind of like a rivalry going on. So I'm
yeah.
looking forward to today.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to today too, man. It's gonna be incredible. I'm excited to see kind of what takes place, the performances that take place today, because I feel like now that everybody's played each other once, they feel more comfortable playing each other again,
Exactly.
because now we know each other's kind of tendencies, each other's plays, the style in which our teams play, and so it's gonna be really interesting to see how our teams play
Yeah.
for the second time, man.
Mm.
I think it's gonna be really interesting, bro. This is an exciting time. I think this is an
Oh
exciting
yeah.
point in the
Oh yeah.
season.
It's so good because we're like not only the players but the volunteers as well. We're all
Hmm.
together. We're used to like CYBL. We're used to setting up. We're used to doing
Yeah,
everything. So now that we got it kind of locked, now we can
yeah, yeah, yeah,
have some more fun. Just like being with
yeah,
the players, just like
yeah.
helping each other out, enjoying the games. So
Exactly,
I'm
exactly.
excited. I'm excited. We're in a great place right now.
It's a great place, man. There's a lot of promise in the Eastern Conference, a lot of growth we're gonna see,
Mm-mm.
and a lot of things are already seeing. So It's exciting. So next, what I want to talk about it and ask you, bro, is predictions for the second half of this season.
Mm,
What are your predictions? Where do you think that teams are going to land come playoff time?
this is hard, bro. This is the hard part because everyone's like, every team is so good. Every team has like an equal shot in
Hmm.
number one. But I think honestly, you know,
Hmm.
okay, I'm gonna say it.
Okay, okay,
No,
okay.
no bias or anything. No, just, but I would say, by faith, the Rockets on top.
The Rockets on top.
The
How
Rockets
crazy,
number
man.
one. I'd say the Royals number two.
Okay.
And honestly, I'd say Sharks third.
This is where you put the fuel to the fire for teams.
Exactly. I don't know. I've seen the way the Sharks play, and they just like, I'm scared. Not gonna lie. I'm like, yo, they if I know years they can take this, can come away with the W. So I'd
Yeah,
say
yeah,
the Rockets number one, the Royals number
yeah.
two, Sharks number three, and the Ties number four.
Okay, okay.
My prediction.
That's the predictions. You heard it here first, guys, from Adriel. So you can, players are usually watching these things, so
Yeah.
they know we know this fuel coming.
Hey,
Either they want to prove us
exactly.
right.
Exactly. Hey, you proved me wrong. I'm all for it.
Yeah. Who knows? Raccoon's gonna come out for 30 next game.
Do it. Yo.
Miles is gonna come out for his debut.
Exactly.
Who
Yo.
knows what's gonna take place?
That's good. It's gonna be so exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think? What
It'll
about
be
you,
it'll me. I'm gonna say Royals number one. I
bro?
gotta do Royals number one. I gotta say Rockets two. I'm probably in full agreement with you. Sharks three, Tides fourth. But I think that could shift. I think the Tides could end up in third.
Yeah,
I think
I
the
agree.
Tides could do it because they already have a win on their belt. They already beat the Sharks once, so it's possible that it could happen again. And if it does happen tonight, I think tonight is a big defining factor as
Agree.
to where those teams are going to
I
land
agree.
come playoff time.
Tonight is a game that we should watch when it comes to that because they're going against each other.
Hmm.
They've played themselves before, so now they can
Yep.
adjust their tactics and see how it goes. And yeah, let's see who comes with the
Yeah.
W tonight. Then
It's gonna be interesting, bro. I'm excited. So now we look at, I guess, even some of like our mid-season awards. Like if you had to like look right now and you had to look at awards, we looked at the MVP. We'll talk about a few other awards that we know will be
yeah,
existing. The Sharpshooter Award,
yeah.
that's one. You got the Hustle Award,
Mm-hmm.
and let's also hit on the Defensive MVP Award. For those three awards, what are some from what you've seen so far? Sharpshooter Award, what do you think?
Let's see, Sharpshooter Award. I would have to go Felipe. I'd have to go Felipe. Bro,
Wow.
it's just he's like silent but deadly. Like I said, like he gets open around the 3 point line, he can drain it in, and he's been
Yeah.
looking consistent. So Felipe, or that's the thing. There's a lot of players in the CYBL Eastern Conference that can shoot the ball, but if I were to give this specific award, I would give it to Felipe. Felipe Park.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
Okay. I would say Pierce.
Pierce.
I think Pierce had a last game was not his greatest shooting game.
Mm,
And I'm sure he would admit that too. But previous to that, the consistency from deep has actually been uncanny. Like he's actually one of those players you can't leave open from downtown. He's been a pretty consistent high volume shooter um to this point.
yeah, that's
I would say I would actually put him on top. I think
true.
he would be my first pick for the sharpshooter award so far this season. But again, these are voted
Mm.
awards, so we'll have to see what
I'll have
happens.
to see how it goes.
And then I guess when we talk about the hustle award, the hustle award is the next one. I think you got to.
Mm,
I think you've got. I'll take this one, but I think there's two players in this equation that are on the top so far, and that is Holton and Dylan.
yeah,
Those are my two
100%.
in the hustle department. Are literally like Energizer bunnies.
Literally, and like I would say, even what's his name, Freddie too. Freddie too.
Eddie,
He's
Eddie, yes,
he's all. It's possible to put him in that scenario. We just have to see how
yeah.
the rest of the season goes.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
I'd say I'm with you with that. Colton.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's good. That's good. And then defensive MVP. What do you think?
Well, there's only one person I think
Oh,
deserves this award. Caleb Jeffs. He's been doing the work. He's been getting those rebounds, blocking, stealing, and all that. So
dominating.
he's up
He is
there.
dominating.
Yeah, he's down
He is dominating.
there. Yeah.
It literally has a full effect on the game.
Oh
Like,
yeah, 100.
you know, like he could shift the game just with his defense.
Yeah,
So that's going to be something to see. I'm excited to see the matchups tonight.
yeah.
I'm really
We
excited to see, man.
feel
It's
like
going to be
teams adjust to the. I'm excited.
so. And that being said, we also know that at the end of the season, we have the All-Star game.
Yeah.
So, who, in your opinion, when you look across right now, not the ones on top, but who are some ones that you think could be an all-star this season?
All star. I would say. Well, just
Some sleeper all-stars, should I say?
sleeper all stars. I'd say.
Hmm.
I mean, he's not much of a sleeper, but I'd say Howie. Howie from Rockets. He has that
Yeah, yeah,
potential.
yeah.
Or I mean, I could say Ben and Tennyson, but they're just putting up buckets right now. I'd say Pierce is definitely up there.
Hmm.
Let's see. Tristan from the Royals is also up there. I feel like let's see, Sharks, Tides, Riker's definitely up there. Riker's definitely up
For sure.
100%. And I'll even say Colton honestly, just because
Hmm.
also how he's been playing,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and obviously like
No, that's fair.
Caleb Jeffs as well. I feel like they all
Mhm.
have great skill and or like there's great players that I would consider all star level players.
Consider all-stars, yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I think that the All-Star game will be interesting
Oh
too.
yeah,
I'm excited. I'm excited to watch and just see kind of like, teams that on kind of like throughout our league now being the first time CYBL Eastern Conference has
exactly,
existed, being able to see what the Eastern Conference has to show for
exactly,
talent, I think will be cool. It'll be
exactly.
really, really
I
cool.
think it would be cool
Yeah.
to see how like all the players gel together too.
Yeah.
As some of them
Yeah, yeah,
were
yeah.
bees, but now they're playing together, and I'm
No, they're playing it.
see how it gels, how that game of basketball how it goes about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. We're almost nearing the end here of our first pod for CYBL today, Eastern Conference. But what I want to say, I want to go now. We're gonna go on a league-wide scale and talk about the OCC, the newest
Yeah,
tournament that's gonna be taking place between the Eastern and Central
yeah.
Conferences. Uh, wow, what teams? Because I'm gonna bring this question. This same question is gonna come up to
Okay,
Allen in the Central Conference.
okay.
But what are the four teams from what you know across the Eastern and the Central Conference? What are the four teams you think will make the OCC? And what's your predictions on who comes on top?
Man, oh man, oh man. I'd say honestly, I think well, first of all, both sides of the spectrum, the Eastern Conference and the Central Conference, we both have great talent pool, great kids who are like
Hmm.
hard out on the court every time we play, and I'm so grateful to be able to like experience how they play and just to be with them, fellowship with them, learn more about Jesus with them, to
Yes,
be on the court together.
so good.
So for me, I'm excited for that. I know for our end, we have four teams, so
Hmm.
I think that all our honestly our teams they have a good chance of coming up on top.
Hmm.
That being said, I also know that the Barry Central Conference, you guys have a wider like talent pool to draw from.
Hmm. Hmm. At this point,
At this, yeah, exactly. For now.
for now,
Um, I do think that you guys have a lot of great teams. A lot of great teams. I'm trying to remember the names. The Warriors, I think.
Flames, Lions,
Yeah, the Flames, the Lions. They're all like. I don't
True
know.
North.
I don't know. I don't know. What do you think?
So here's my thoughts. My thoughts are when we look at the Eastern Conference, it's going to be really interesting. I think it's going to be really, really interesting.
Yeah,
But my predictions, my first predictions, Royals Rockets make it out, go into the semifinals. That's my first
yeah. Me
prediction.
too. Me too.
If I, if I go over to the Central Conference, I've got to look, and I got to say, from what I'm seeing right now,
Mm-hmm.
I want to say Lions, Flames.
Mm.
That's what I'm seeing right now, and those two teams are looking at the top of their game. So, but I would love to see my former team that I coached, True North. I'd love to see them make it, and I think they have a really good chance too to do it.
Okay.
It would be fun,
Okay.
but we'll have to see, man. It's gonna be wow. It's gonna be exciting, especially when
Oh
you.
yeah.
That's just gonna be a fun atmosphere, man,
Oh, a hundred
and it's
percent,
gonna be
bro.
so fun,
Like
so fun.
just making the trip. Like that's one thing I admired about like CYBL from the get is like your standard and your professionalism of how you guys run things. And so
Mm,
just like seeing how this is going to be organized with both like the teams coming from both the conferences coming together. We're used to things on in Kingston. They're used to things in Barrie, but
yeah,
bringing
yeah.
talents and like everyone together, I feel like it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna
It's gonna be so good.
be so fun.
It's
So
gonna be wild, man. Wow, yeah, we got big things to look forward to. But yeah, man, right now we got to focus on what happens here in the Eastern
yeah,
Conference
one thing at a
and
time.
getting into that playoff picture
Yeah,
soon, man, and looking at what that's gonna look like. And
yeah,
we're obviously gonna have an unveiling soon of the championship cup for CYBL Kingston soon. So in the Eastern Conference, so that will be coming soon. So keep your eyes out for that, guys. But yeah, this is our first pod here for CYBL today, Eastern Conference edition. We want to thank you guys for tuning in today. Stay tuned because we'll have more content as we get to the end of the season. We'll have some more for you guys. It is a great time to
yeah,
be part of CYBL family,
yeah.
and we love you guys. And if there's one thing we want to say to you guys before we go here is that Jesus is our champion, and he can be your champion too
Amen. Amen.
if you put your faith in him. So
That's it.
we love you guys.
That's it. Love you guys.
Yeah, come on. Bless you guys. And yeah, we'll see y'all soon.
See you guys soon. Take care.